What's up, y'all? Welcome to the NBA Weekly Post Game. This is where we share our views on the latest trending topics within the NBA. My name is Sha.
And I'm Eve, and we have something to talk about. In today's discussion, we're going to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's get started.
You know, at the start of the 2022 NBA season, I had high hopes for the Los Angeles Lakers. I think a lot of people did. Fans across the globe thought the Lakers would be at least, maybe the top three in the West, if not the best team in the Western Conference. What is going on with the Lakers?
You know what? When I say totally disappointed in the Lakers, like for real, there is no way that you can have these types of players with all of this experience and be barely hanging on to a play-in tournament position. Like barely. Like it's unreal. And it has to be a little embarrassing because the Lakers franchise is the most sought after, the most known, the most prominent. I mean, you have Lakers fans all around the US. For them to put out this product at this time is embarrassing. So was it really Luke Walton? I'm just playing. But it does not look good for them. And I have no hopes that they'll make it out of the play-in tournament as we speak.
Wow. Yeah. So you don't see them in the playoffs at all?
As they're currently playing, no.
Wow. Okay, so let's think about it. We got multiple MVP, LeBron James, you got MVP Russell Westbrook, and then you got AD, who I think is probably maybe the top 10 power forward / center or top 10 player in the NBA period today. If they can't make it out of the play-in tournament.
I take that back. The way the roster is currently constructed, they won't make it out of the play-in tournament. So that means that they'll need to make some trades mid-season in order to make their roster in order to improve their roster construction, which can enhance whoever plays with LeBron James. That's the better statement. Because otherwise, if this core continues, even if they make it out of the play-in tournament, they will not see round 2. So what is it? Why waste time? Why waste time?
Yeah, well, right now LeBron's out with a sore knee, and that's just father time, right? That's father time. He old is he 37? This is his 19th season in the league. Spend millions of dollars on his body, and father time is undefeated. Let's just call it what it is.
Let's call it what it is. And the older you get, I hear that the longer it takes to recover. This is what I hear. So, and guess what? It is okay. It's understandable. His injuries or, nagging stuff that he may have, I get it. It's okay. But when your team around you, see, this is the thing. When you build a roster of veterans that have been in the league for over 10 years, this is what you get. Now, a team needs to be constructed of veterans and younger players that are getting groomed and ready for their next level in the league. And so I don't know if that's happening with the Lakers. And it is glaring that whatever this product that they're putting out is not good enough.
Well, let's talk about AD because he is supposed to be the guy who takes over when LeBron James hits his decline or when LeBron James leaves, the NBA and retires. Anthony Davis, he can't stay healthy. There was the knock on him from the beginning of the season that he's always injured. So what did he do? He went on, put on some muscle. So what happened? He came back. All of a sudden, he got these nagging injuries. He was too heavy. Okay, so AD went out with his MCL strain. Probably have a lot to do with all the extra weight that he decided to put on to bulk up so he could be more durable. And then what do you know? He comes back for 2 games, lands on his wrist, out again. You cannot count on Anthony Davis. He will not be the guy who grabs the torch from LeBron James. The Lakers need to forget about that.
Yeah, and it's okay. It's okay if if his zone of genius is the second option. That's fine. Find the first. But can they find that while LeBron is still on the court?
No.
They can't. So get people around LeBron that can help him win his next championship. That's all I'm saying. LeBron is performing phenomenally before he went out. We know that. We got it. He's the GOAT. I get it. But if we're talking about championship for the Los Angeles Lakers in 2022, it won't be with this roster. not with this roster. So find other players. That's why a midseason trade is necessary. And they may have to just go ahead and offload Russell Westbrook. He does
Ooh.
not fit into this roster at all. I don't think he fits.
Now, but is it Russ or is it Frank Vogel? Is it that Frank Vogel is not taking control and charge of the
That's
team
fair.
and setting up Russell to be successful
I
in
can
his
support that.
scheme of offense?
No problem. Frank Vogel can take it. Yes, I can most definitely put that on Frank Vogel. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. If you have a player, you can expect Russell Westbrook to play differently now. He's been playing this way
Yeah.
for years.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, he's been playing this way for years and been sought after because of it. Now all of
Yeah.
a sudden you get on the Lakers. Now it's no longer viable. I can't buy it. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
work for me. And is it because it's the scheme? Is it because it's the coaching? It's probably a little bit of both, right? Yeah, this ain't it. And then you got THT signed to a new contract, and he can't. What is up? Like, how do
Yeah.
you go from new contract to barely putting out production? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him, but I tell you this, the Lakers do not play any defense. And Frank Vogel was hired because he's a defensive-minded coach. Can we
Yeah.
talk about why he does not play DJ and Dwight Howard when they clearly that's what they do? That is their role. That has been their claim to fame. I know they're a little older, but LeBron James can't play the five.
Yeah. Yeah. Not when we're talking about Dwight Howard, what he's like, one of the top 10 players in rebounds
Yeah,
up there.
no.
Like he can't even get any minutes. That's what it is. Frank Vogel is not utilizing the talent on his roster, and if he does put them in, he doesn't know how to use them. It's all of that, right? So it's not only having the talent on your roster. How does the talent fit, and how can you utilize them to best support your win? What is this? It just ain't working.
No, it's not. And the talks of firing Frank Vogel have kind of silenced a little bit. I don't know, it's because they were on this little Grammy trip. LeBron missed the last, 3 games, but once the Lakers get back into Los Angeles, I think Frank Vogel might have to have a sit down with Rob Pelinka.
And say what? Oh,
Hey,
and Pelinka have a sit down with
yeah,
Frank Vogel. Oh.
yeah,
Yeah. It's time to have that discussion. I think that we know if you've followed the game of basketball, or any sport for that matter, that it will never be the player. It will always be the coach.
yep,
So we may be at the stage with the Los Angeles Lakers that we got to put blame on somebody. And so the coach has to take the blame. So yeah.
yeah.
Who is Fizdale gonna step in?
I wouldn't be mad at Fizdale, but I'd like to see Mark Jackson get the full-time head coaching job.
Here we go. If you've been listening and watching us for a while, she about to get on her Mark Jackson soapbox. Go ahead.
I just think Mark Jackson is a perfect coach. Like, first of all, he's going to hold players accountable. We're not getting that right now from Frank Vogel. We're just not. Mark Jackson's going to make them play defense, which they are lacking now. Granted, last year's Lakers, when they had KCP and Caruso, and they had oh my God, what's his name?
Montrez.
They had Montrez. They were defensive minded. These guys play defense. Now you got Carmelo, Trevor Ariza. Russ doesn't play defense. I mean, LeBron ain't playing no defense either. So you can't compare last year's roster to this. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, Lakers were top rated in defense last season." Okay, but they had a different roster as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's an unfair comparison.
Yeah, it is really hard to watch when you don't see any defense. It's like, it's both offense and defense. Games won requires both in some aspects at some time during the game. And anytime you have players up under the basket and they don't even get on their tippy toes to contest,
Don't even
they
move.
don't even, it's not even a tippy toe move, a fake contest. Like, what are we doing? People are just blowing past, blowing past. And then when you got other teams, I think it was the Kings that were like, we just knew if we just get to the basket.
Yeah,
but we had it.
Yeah, we gonna get
When the
whatever we
ball goes
want.
in, we knew we had it. What? They don't even. Now, anytime you are playing against a team, the Los Angeles Lakers, and there's other teams are not fearful of them, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's not looking good in LA for the Los Angeles Lakers, especially when The Los Angeles Clippers have been without their two superstars, and the Clippers are ranked higher than the Los Angeles Lakers. How does that happen?
How are they stringing out wins? How are they doing it? Doing it.
Hey, team chemistry, hustle, and good leadership from Ty Lue.
Oh, yeah, that's all Ty Lue. Oh, yeah, I got to give Ty Lue his props on that one. He is doing it. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. What is it? If you want to know why chemistry is important, there's a couple of teams I can name right now. It would be the Miami Heat. It would be the Phoenix Suns. It would be the Memphis Grizzlies. Oh, don't even get me started on the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
When chemistry works and when leadership and their coaching staff is connected to that, this is a product that you get.
Yep.
And when it doesn't work, then you get the Los Angeles Lakers.
It's a true story, but oh man, and I'm a certified Laker fan this season, and I'm telling you, I'm about ready to jump ship. Especially if they trade Russell Westbrook, then there's no reason for me to even continue this.
This tirade.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Well, you know what? Hopefully after the trade deadline, after the All-Star game, after all of these afters, right? And then once everybody comes back healthy, then maybe let's see what the product they put out. But they would have already dug themselves a hole. And at the rate that they're going, they will remain a play-in tournament team at the end of the season.
Ooh. And nobody saw them down there.
No, of course not. With the GOAT? No. Y'all get people around him that can help him.
Okay.
Well, that's all we got. And until next time, goodbye.
Peace out.